The Chicago Teachers Union contract is set to expire at the end of the month. The last time CTU's contract was up for negotiation, the teachers ended up going on strike for 12 days. But this time, circumstances are much different.
Joining us now to discuss is Robert Bruno, professor of labor and employment relations at the University of Illinois. Professor Bruno, thank you for joining us. How do you foresee these negotiations playing out?
Well, I think there's really a great potential for the parties to have a very productive relationship. In any negotiations, what's absolutely critical is that both parties trust one another. And in the situation here, you have a mayor who I think is held in high regard by the teachers union. And so I think the parties, unlike in past negotiations where the mayor has been in a really hostile relationship with the teachers, they create a really good infrastructure for talking about what really matters. So we may see some important breakthrough negotiations, and hopefully the degree of animosity will be kept at a very low level, which would prevent the likelihood of a strike.
Sure. We know teachers are asking for a 9% raise, and at the same time, CPS has a deficit of $391 million. Given that financial situation, how much leverage does CTU have here?
Yeah, important question, and clearly CTU and CPS both understand the financial situation of the district, which is why they did the unprecedented thing going to Springfield and lobbying on behalf of additional resources. I think you have to look at the 9%. That's an opening request. That's a preferred position that the teachers have taken, and that also happens to be where we were in this country at the height of inflation. In 2022, we were somewhere around 9%, and a lot of teachers have negotiated contracts since then that have been certainly at around 5% or more. So, there's going to be some room, I think, for negotiating that amount, and the funds are going to have to come from the sources that are available: state funding, the revenue the district can collect, what the parties can agree to do around shifting TIF funds. But it is a negotiation, and I'm sure there's a number somewhere between that 9%, and of course inflation's running now almost about 2%. So I would imagine there's a number in there that's affordable, that works for both of the parties.
And unlike years past, these negotiations have aired publicly. Do you think that will have any impact on the outcome?
Yeah, this is really quite unprecedented. I think, it's hard to know exactly what that outcome would be, but I think the very fact that you can hold these negotiations public really speaks to the parties. It speaks to how they think about one another. They're unlikely, I think, to be overtly and unnecessarily antagonistic towards one another in public settings, and I think it signals that they're likely and capable of doing really good work together, and they're willing to show the public how that is possible.
Professor Robert Bruno, University of Illinois, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for letting me be on the program. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.